my mind. My fear of racism is constantly with me.
Students of all backgrounds want actions taken on UT's campus to combat what they say is noticeable racism. Interim Chancellor Wayne Davis announced tonight that all faculty and staff will go through mandatory and immediate cultural competency training.
It will start with administrators and then eventually expand to students in class. Chancellor Davis also says one student tied to a blackface photo on social media is no longer enrolled at UT. These changes come after a series of heated public exchanges between staff and students. 10 News reporter Shannon Smith spoke to them about the need for change. Shannon.
Rob and John, a lot of students on campus will tell you that racial climate is not good right now. Today, students said they think constantly about racism and how other people on campus look at them because of their skin color. Faculty said they've watched coworkers leave the university because of racial tensions, and for many, the administration still has a lot of work to do.
Good old Rocky Top, but it has been so good to us lately.
That's the feeling of many students on UT's campus who gathered to speak with faculty about the differences between free speech and hate speech.
That's when we start restricting it, when it is an imminent danger or an intimidation.
After anti-Semitic speech was painted on the rock, a sorority suspended one member over a racist video, and most recently, a blackface photo with offensive caption was posted online. Students have had enough.
Most black people, we hate the fact that, I have these racist stories, that I'm fighting racism in my early 20s.
But the students are really aware. They know places and spaces on campus where they don't feel safe, where they don't feel welcome.
Teachers see the struggle and know it's not new.
To have students come into my office and to talk to students over the years and hear their day-to-day struggles with racism on our campus. This is not an outlier event.
Students say they've reported incidents of discrimination to no avail and want to see their administration take action.
University at least doing something or saying something or taking some kind of public action for all to see.
That was quickly granted moments later by an email from Interim Chancellor Wayne Davis, implementing cultural competency, inclusion, and bias training for university employees, closing out by saying, quote, "I will ensure the leadership of the university takes the steps necessary to heal our community and rebuild your trust."
It was entertaining, though.
Students say that email from the interim chancellor doesn't instantly make things better. They're still wary of tensions on campus and still looking for a permanent solution. Robin, John.
Shannon Smith on the update. Thank you.